How do you help leaders and teams solve these multicultural differences and work together as a team to communicate effectively?
When I work with leaders of multicultural teams, we spend a lot of time exploring their perceptions of the different cultures that they work in. I get them to understand that because people do things differently. And just because they do things differently, it doesn't mean it's wrong. And this type of exercise often is a huge eye-opener. And if it's done with their real team, it can be extremely powerful to build mutual understanding. I encourage cross-cultural teams to be open and to talk about the specific issues that they have with each other. Sometimes these issues can be quite simple to address, like the alignment or common understanding of objectives. But other times they're much more complex, and it needs the leader to adapt the way that he works with his team and to take these different dimensions into account. And as teams are working more and more remotely from each other, this adds an additional layer of complexity to leading either global or regional teams. The other thing that I do is I always start off any session I do with multicultural team with some explanation of good questioning techniques and how to give constructive feedback. I find that while the issues will never go away completely, there's a new level of understanding about culture that emerges when teams learn to do this effectively. The cultural differences and the diversity in a team actually becomes a real strength when they do this well, rather than a handicap. The other thing that we work on is understanding that things are never quite how they appear to be when you work in a multicultural environment. I think leaders need to be open, they need to be curious as well, and good communication for me is key to overcoming those difficulties.